can begin the opening ceremony now. A few more are still to come, but most people, I think, are here. So, welcome to the 20th IMC. We began the IMC 20 years ago here in Bulgaria. In the first 4 years, we held the competition in Plovdiv, Bulgaria. In the 5th year, we came to Blagoevgrad. After that, we shifted to different countries, to Hungary, to London for a year, to Poland, to Romania, to Macedonia. We came back to Blagoevgrad, I forget, for a year perhaps, and then we had 1 year in Odessa. In the last few years, we've stayed here in Blagoevgrad. And that's for 2 reasons. The first is the competition has grown in size from the first year when we had 49 students, mostly from Bulgaria. Now we are coming close to 400 students, and the students are from all around the world, from Asia, Europe, Africa, North and South America. From Asia we have teams from the Far East, this year for the first time from China. We also have teams from Singapore, Vietnam, Indonesia, and the Far East. In the Middle East, we have both Iran and Israel. Iran, for the last several years, has been the biggest nationality group represented in the IMC. And of course, to Europe, we have both East and West Europe. From Russia this year, as in the past, we have groups from what are traditionally the 3 main mathematics centers in Russia: Moscow, St. Petersburg, and Novosibirsk. As every year, for many years, we have a large group from the Ukraine. And we have, for many years, a group from Armenia, the last few years from Azerbaijan. And of course, the closer countries in East Europe, which are Poland and Hungary and Romania, and a bit south to Greece, has been participating for quite a long time. Even as an exception, we have a team from Sofia University who came in the first competitions but then has not participated for some years. In Africa, we have Nigeria and South Africa. Nigeria has come in the past. Last year there were visa difficulties, but this year there were not. In South Africa, this is the first year we have an organized team with a team leader from South Africa. As many of you know, South Africa is organizing the IMO next year. In North America, well, we usually have an assortment of students from the United States. South America, Brazil has been a large participant for many years now. This year, for the first time, we have a team from Mexico. So please make an effort to meet as many people as you can from the different countries. This will be one of the only chances in your life, really, to meet so many people your own age studying mathematics from so many parts of the world. Most cultures, most religions are represented here, and this is your chance to I just remembered, in the Middle East, I forgot Israel, I think, is an important faction in the Middle East. But this is your chance, really, to meet people from these countries and to broaden your background and your understanding of the world. Rather than just the news reports and so forth, you can meet people from these countries which are very popular in the news, and in the Western world, most news in the news is bad news. So most of you probably don't remember the old days in the eastern part of Europe. In some of the Asian countries there's similarities, which the only news on the official news is good news. Well, in the West it's bad news. So please take this opportunity. This is a mathematics competition, but there's a difference between this and the IMO. In the IMO there are groups representing their country. 100% of the focus is on doing well, and representing your country well. Here, you're not representing a country, at least in our opinion. You are representing your university. And here, the 100% of the focus for most of the people is not winning. It is doing the best you can, that's for certain. But it's not obsession with winning and thinking of nothing else. We have another part to this competition, which is meeting other people, making friends with other people from other countries, friendships that can carry on the rest of your life. Those of you who go on to work at universities, there is the international collaboration in research in pure and applied mathematics. Those who go into international companies in banking and so forth. Again, this is an international world now. And people, when they're working even for banks, are changing countries. They're working for the same bank perhaps, but moving between their branches in different countries. So for most of you, you're still at university. This is a beginning to entering the international world of mathematics, which by and large is a friendly world. Nobody's threatening war against anybody else. So please do make an effort to meet the other people. Most people speak some English, some extremely well, and others do not speak English very well. So you have to be patient, find a language to speak two other people. English is the first guess, Russian is the second, and then maybe Spanish is the third. But it is important that you do make that effort. And I say this every year, and I hope every year the interaction between the different nationality groups increases. Next, we don't have a long list of rules and regulations in this competition. You don't have to be in your room by 10 o'clock. But we ask you to be quiet as to not disturb others who want to get to bed early to rest for the competition. And so this means inside the hall of residence at night, respect the other people who would like to go to sleep. And if you're in the courtyard, in the center of the hall of residence, many of the students' rooms look out onto the courtyard. It's hot at night, and they have to keep a window open. So the nights before the two problem sessions, please do not make any noise in the courtyard or around the building. It goes into people's rooms. So, our only behavioral rules are don't upset other people, respect, other people's interests. And this year, we are the only group in the hall of residence. In past years, we had to be careful not to get in trouble with the other people, but this year it's just us. And when it comes to the competition, we have 5 hours each on 2 days. We start as promptly as we can, I believe at 8 o'clock, so that we can finish in time for lunch, the 5 hours. So please arrive on time for the exam. The exams are in the central building in the center of the city. Those who were here last year, it's the same building. Those who were not, follow everybody else. It's not a long walk, but that's it. And again, at the competition, it's respect the people sitting around you in the room. Don't sit there eating biscuits or playing your radio or it's be very respectful for the other people who are doing the exam. And our only fundamental rule is you're not supposed to copy the solutions from anybody else. Your team leaders are not supposed to give you information about the problems. The IMO, as many of you know, is very careful about its security and separation of team leaders from students. That doesn't stop people, that hasn't stopped people in the past from cheating in the IMO. Here we don't make careful precautions. We count on the cooperation of students and team leaders. In the last 20 years, we have had 3 teams who were disqualified. The whole team, in each case, was disqualified. And the reason in every case was that on the exam papers they reproduced solutions from the master list that was provided to team leaders at the jury meeting. And in each case, they reproduced the mistakes in the solutions. So our solutions in the lists, you are not perfect. So, we probably don't have more cheating here than the IMO has, but it's something that we want to avoid, this kind of it's not encouraging for many people if others are cheating. So we do our best to examine the papers, looking for possibilities. We have people in the rooms while you're taking the exam. It's not worth your while to do it. It's not beneficial for anybody. So please don't do that. That's about our only rule. Now, this year, in addition to our usual small prizes, Göttingen University in Germany is offering 1 or 2 scholarships to go to Germany, and they have a 2-year, what they call 2-year master program, and the purpose would be to find a topic for your future PhD program. The scholarship includes that you do not have to pay any fees at all to be there, and you receive 700 euros a month for whatever you want to spend it on. Good German beer. So this is a good opportunity for some people. Some of you already have your plans for where you will do a PhD. Some of you are not so certain. This might be a really good opportunity. This would be 2 years paid to improve your background in mathematics. Then you could possibly continue a PhD in Germany, or you could look to go to another country. And probably the United States offers the most financial support for PhDs. So it could be a stepping stone for many of you. Those who are interested, the team leader from Göttingen is named Dmitry Dudko, typical German name. Here, he has here posters, and he stands up in the back so you can see him, okay? So if you go to him, he'll can give you a little flyer describing the scholarship and the university. But it's a very famous German university. David Hilbert was there for some time. That was a few years ago. And I propose that he take a list of the names of the people who are interested. Then the idea is when the final results are final, he will then look at his list of people interested, and he will start with the people who did best in the examinations in the IMC, and then talk to them and ask if they really will accept. And then he'll go down the list until he finds a winner, someone who's, really will accept and go there. Are there any questions about the scholarship? Okay. So you can get copies of these up there. Now, we're here at American University because they've provided us with what I consider very good facilities. The halls of residence are good. The university building in the center provides us with good facilities for doing the examination. Now this new building has the cafeteria on the 3rd floor, which is an improvement over last year's. The last year's were good, but this is moved from good to luxurious. So we've had, excellent cooperation and help from the staff here at the American University. And I thank them very much for this support. It's been very beneficial for the competition over many years. Now, also, I have to thank all the team leaders who made the effort to organize the team, the finances from each of their universities, the travel. This is, and to arrange in many cases visas to come to Bulgaria. This is a lot of effort and a lot of work, and I thank all of the team leaders for their effort, and for some of them year after year after year. Some have been coming for 15 years or more. Now, next I thank all the students for coming and supporting the IMC. Without the support and interest of the students, we wouldn't have a competition. So I hope that you enjoy what we have here for the next days. And I hope you go away with a positive feeling in the sense that you did benefit both in terms of mathematics and in terms of making friends and learning things about other parts of the world. Now, finally, this ceremony, of course, our closing ceremony will also be in this room. All of the other competition activities, the exams, and for our team leaders, all of the jury meetings will be in the other building in the center. So in this room, there's only this ceremony and the closing ceremony. All of our meals are on the 3rd floor in this building. Now, are there any questions? Yeah, I always, you don't want to mention what happens to the cheaters.
Yes.
That's easy. Here you see all the cheaters confess after interrogation by the Bulgarian security services. So So that's another motivation not to be suspected of cheating. You might find yourself confessing to things you never dreamed of. So,
Is the basement?
yeah, it's the central building used to be the Communist Party headquarters, and the basement is well equipped for interrogation. It's just right from the building of the building, they planned it in. And any questions? Everybody? Oh, we got a question, yes, sir.
Are the students provided with ultra mathematical like other years?
Yes. Every participant receives a piece of paper, and you get a free password and whatever for Mathematica. And in addition to the certificates this year, we have medals as well. And the medals are being provided by the team from Azerbaijan. Any more questions? Yes. Wait, if there, say again? Yes. Yeah, we remove the mistakes that we know about. Those that we don't know about remain. And somebody did send me an email in the last week, I believe, that pointed out a mistake in one of our solutions from 11 years ago. Small mistake. Okay, any more questions? Okay, then there will be little refreshments outside, and welcome, the IMC is open.